Toxic, we're live.
We are not live.
So episode 4 is called Sic Semper Systema. And also, they showed a thumbnail of John Bernthal. I'm like, gee, I wonder if John Bernthal, the Punisher, will be in this episode, Lord Toxic. I wonder. But
Well,
so
I mean, that's what everybody's been asking for. So
yeah, well, and it's not a big spoiler the fact that John Bernthal was in the first Daredevil promotional material, and it's been pretty vocal. He's been in, and like, yeah, you know what? It's that you and me, I still think that we are pretty balanced. There's some people that call this show 1 out of 10. Other people call this show 10 out of 10. I disagree on both aspects. I think we are very vocal in our criticisms. We don't say this show is terrible, but it's also not great. It's kind of in the middle. Calling this show a 5 out of 10 or a 6 out of 10, I think is pretty reasonable.
I agree. I mean, I've got my problems with it, but I don't think it's as bad as the haters are saying it, but it's not as great as the shills are saying it as well. It's I think it's very balanced.
Exactly.
You know?
Also, because of time restraints, we just watched Lectra with Jennifer Garner. Thank you, Luke, for hopping on because we always can't have you on. But no, and of course, and I didn't talk to you in Toxic beforehand. I do want to hear your guys' opinion about this episode, and this is episode 4. So let's get into it now. I did the whole like previously on Daredevil, and all right, listen. Bottom line is, freaking Matt is dealing with corrupt cops. Fisk, again, I happen to love like our buddy Dark Hour, like, you know, New York City, and we've all been there, guys. You're in cities. I hate the fact that I'm in New York State, right? I'll see a pothole like the size of like whatever my coffee cup. It's like it can be done in 1 hour. It takes these guys 2.5, 3 weeks to fucking fill a pothole because of all the political red tape. I like the fact that Fisk is like, I'm gonna get this shit done right now. That pothole with the right manpower, that pothole could be taken care of in like 5 or 6 hours.
I really feel like that was them digging at like Hollywood itself, how, you know, so many people have their hands out to get involved. It's like we got to have this person to come out and put their hands out in order to, you know, red tape really just means that it's too many chiefs and not enough Indians. Literally a pothole takes all of like 20, 30 minutes.
I can say it in I never will put my company I work for currently in on my YouTube channel, but like Toxic, we had they had to add an extension to our garage. They wanted to add a bigger garage for different bus lanes, and like they said this will be done in 6 months. 6 months, okay, to add 4 more bus lanes for the garage. 6 months. It turned into no exaggeration, an 18-month project that was proposed and written down for 6 months. Turn into an 18-month project to add 4 more bus lanes into a fucking garage.
No, I get it. I was in the military for a long time.
18 months.
We would order the parts, and it would take 6 months if we order now, which we won't. Yes, that's simple.
So I, part of me said, and you know, it's Toxic and Northern English that like, listen, shit on something, crap on something, but I love the realism where it's like, guys, this is modern bullshit construction workers, like and also I'm not mad at the foreman, the construction workers. It is so much bullshit political red tape where it's like here's fucking 4 feet of like whatever concrete to pour on a city street. 4 feet of concrete takes 6 weeks to pour.
No, you guys tease me for being late for stuff, but out here in Kansas they keep having all these highways and byways shut down, and it's all because of construction. Everything like falls down to one lane. They fix one street and it takes 6 months to fix, and then they go fix the next one and 6 months more to fix. So it's just like, and you know, and there's no rhyme or reason to it.
Yeah, no, we needed fucking defense with a rocket launcher or a grenade launcher or something, don't we? So what's wrong with the road?
I'll give you something to fix.
So episode 3. So basically, Matt was at a standstill. He went for a Hail Mary desperate attempt.
Are we doing a recap? We did the entire show.
I know.
Yeah, we don't need to do a recap.
I know it was a couple seconds.
Luke has to go to bed. It's like almost midnight over there or something.
Well, anyway, okay. So White Tiger got outed. He got killed. There you go. There's recap.
Right. And the real life actor also is dead, which hence why we lost a main character.
I think that's why the Amulet didn't protect him, because they had to kill the actor off, didn't they, in the rewrites? I'm guessing that's why.
I think the amulet's only supposed to give him like enhanced reflexes and like enhanced strength. It doesn't turn him into like Superman or anything.
Yeah, that's what I was joking.
I'm definitely pinning a comment on one of my other videos about that line.
Well, I was joking the fact that like Luke, the amulet does make him bulletproof or immune to cancer. So
Ooh, yeah. Ooh, brother. Ooh.
Anyway, so So Matt's showing up, and of course Matt's like, man, 9 millimeter to the temple, and like Matt's curious to this guy, like, damn, what's up with the evidence? Okay, someone shot this guy point blank in the head, and there's no bullet shells or bullet casings. Kind of funny how that works out, right? But it is also kind of messed up where this coroner's like, listen, the bottom line is, dude, is I don't care. It's like that's so New York City. The guy just doesn't give a shit, man.
Yeah, you would think since this is a maximum security
It's not my
location,
problem.
this guy would care a little bit more, huh, Luke?
Yeah, but she screamed discrimination against Latinx, so they let her in.
Yeah. Also,
Now,
I also eagle-eyed viewer, you can see the cleaning ladies thing is in the back there, so obviously it's not to maximum security. And it was probably, I mean, we could just suppose that that's
now,
probably her side job.
Yeah, she was in disguise as a cleaning lady, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Now, I did hear some people online were saying that this character, that in the comics, she becomes the White Tiger because her uncle gets killed in the comics.
She becomes one of them, yeah.
I heard that I heard that she's very well written. So I don't know. Trust me, like I said before, I will read 10 comics. Some asshole out there Chris, you read 10. I read 1,000. Like, bro, like I have a life. Like I know.
I mean, she's look this up, see if she's on the rest of the series. Because who knows, she might come back then.
She's not Echo well written, but I mean, she's okay, I guess.
That's what I heard. Yeah.
Echo is just brave and stunning.
I do like Matt because she's like, listen, I want to see my Tio. I want to see my uncle. And he's like, listen, kid, you don't want to see this. And he's trying to spare a teenage girl the fact that like you don't want to see your uncle's dead body with a fucking massive bullet went to his head because his brains were blown out. So
yeah,
Matt's being a good guy. Of course, Matt, they killed him. They killed him, didn't he? And he's like, come on, you're a lawyer. You understand this. But Matt has a good moment. Matt just gives her, he consoles her. Yeah, kid.
He's still done more justice here than he was in She-Hulk. There's no walk of shame. They're actually he's actually fucking dignified here. I mean, even though the series is a little Disney-fied, he's still very fucking dignified.
And I could also say that some people could say political, but like she's like, listen, I hate the cops, but I hate the corrupt cops. She's not saying she hates all cops or NYPD. She hates the corrupt cops. And Toxic knows this. I mean, Christ, guys, we've been watching films since like the 70s. Corrupt cops is not a fucking new trope. It's been going on for a long damn time. So don't think this is some modern 2025 bullshit of like to make a political statement. Corrupt cops have always existed.
Always been corrupt. Ever since the fucking mafia became the biggest.
No, you're both wrong. You're both wrong. It's totally woke. It's totally woke. PDFs.
Yes, I need to check.
You know what? I actually considered doing that this entire stream is just doing birthday clown shit the entire time, just to illustrate my point, so I could get my point across. But I feel like someone would watch this and be like, "Damn, Toxic's pretty based. He knows what he's talking about."
Well, you see right there, but also to more Matt Hinton, she's like, "Yeah, I hate this city. No one, Matt, no one, Daredevil, nobody's doing anything about it. It's like this is why White Tiger had to sacrifice himself because nobody, like you, for example, is doing anything about it."
Well, blame your mother for voting blue.
Yeah, Matt.
I mean, really, she should be blaming the patriarchy. Am I right?
Yeah.
But Matt does console her, saying, "Listen, you have to believe that somebody's going to find this killer, okay?" And I did like this mural's cool as hell. It says that because right there it says King and also Penn. Half is light, half is a fucking city burning on fire. And I like that duality of like this is NYC for you guys because as I said before, Toxic, like anybody, if you go to New York City for 5 seconds, half the fucking half the crowd loves the mayor, half the crowd hates the mayor.
Almost like it's good writing.
I would defend this writing. I'm sorry because like ask people about fucking the current governor Hochul. Like boy, she's anyway.
Well, we will defend the writing, but in 24 hours when open bar is on, this is all going to be. Oh look, there's a skull. It's just triggered.
Just triggered. Yeah, but definitely people out there are fucking defacing and they're disrespecting the Punisher symbol, almost like we will get the Punisher.
That does sound like something Walkist would do, though. I mean, they would try and take someone who was actually based in doing something and try and make him out to be some kind of toxic guy. And
But also, this isn't the first time. I mean, come on, this happened with Watchmen. I mean, talking to recently Gord King, our friend on another channel, that the whole thing was Alan Moore. Alan Moore hated Rorschach, and Rorschach became the most popular character in fucking Watchmen. Like, how? Because Rorschach had the best values. Anyway, but
yeah, I mean, he was consistent, wasn't he? He wasn't going to compromise his values in the face of Armageddon.
Again, as much as I know comics, I know of the character called Muse. Apparently, this is alluding to the character called Muse, but this character has a white mask and bleeding eyes and very visceral, a good scene. But Muse is carrying a body to this underground lair. Okay. And we get the whole like dan, 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 Daredevil again. Right there, John Bernthal. So we know John's back, man, and like, hey, just I love me some John B. I don't care his podcast, his acting credits. I love John Bernthal, so he's officially in this episode. All right, I captured this pretty decent wide shot, and it has the aesthetics and feel from New York City, especially nighttime. And hey, look, we're at a bar, we're at a fucking club. Oh God, I love this scene so much. Everyone's getting drunk, but we have James Gandolfini's I forgot his character's name, but he's just as you do. He's out there getting drunk, hanging out with the fucking chicks, well outside of his league. But he's like, look, I love the guy, I love Fisk, and of course they're trying to do this new recycling trope, this new recycling thing, which is modern, okay. But union contracts, nah. But of course, we've all been there, guys. I'm about to get pizza after the stream. I'm so fucking hungry. When people drink, they get hungry. Okay, I'm one of them. But and she tells him, she's like, you know what, buddy, you should be like most normal people. Get drunk, catch a subway home, sleep on a subway, wake up, get some coffee, go back to work. He's like, who the hell does that? I'm like, yeah, what kind of asshole gets drunk until 4:00 in the morning and it was at work at 6 a.m. But I did like too, like the White Tiger. Nice scene, man. Nice mural right there, like that. So White Tiger.
A few nice little details though, because it's like this is basically my second way of watching it with you a lot, even though it's just slapped.
I know it's a cliche, but I would constantly with Toxic, man. Details matter, and like it's a small little cool detail, man. But they're playing that. Look, she calls him Captain Planet. Hey, Captain Planet. Let's get a cab. And he's like, yeah, you know what, man, I can't stay out late. These I have to go to work. Now the cops arresting this guy. Apparently, this freaking black dude was stealing candy or stealing butter coffee and caramel with peanuts. All right, they got his ass. It says fiddle faddle. But yeah, and they're eating the evidence, you bastards. It's like, hey, fatty, nothing. Okay, get your ass up. Let's go. Let's get out of here. And of course, in Matt, now we're 4 episodes in. Matt still has the horn. He has repaired it to his helmet for some reason, but Matt is still struggling with wanting to be Daredevil. I mean, he's just not the first time in the comic book history of the character, but Matt is just, should I be fucking Daredevil, guys? But I'm wondering, I'm not sure, but here, I couldn't tell if this Charlie Cox actually on a rooftop with a bad CGI backdrop or it's him in daytime, but I will admit, man, the special effects for the backdrop is kind of like questionable. I think it's almost
it does look very
on a soundstage.
Unless there's some filter on the camera that's made it look that way, I don't know.
I'm saying it's like either it's a bad camera, but that's not good. I mean the way the clouds in the background, it's either just bad cameras or just Charlie Cox on a bad CGI sound screen. I'm not sure, man. But he gets a call from Kristen. Matt, how you doing? What's going on? I love you. And yeah. But she's like, yo, did you have Hector's niece see his dead body? He goes, nah. No kid should see that. It's fucked up. But Matt, today I need you downtown because we have a pro bono case. And most high paid lawyers, they do pro bono. And of course, Matt's laughing like, yeah, when you said pro bono, you had me sold. All right, and she does say that, the good part about working for a big firm, unlike Fogg and Karen, was that it's money's never a problem because the kind of clients you hire. So here's a freebie. But it's also showing New York City, man. Oh God, it's like 2025. But New York City is a shithole. There's like garbage everywhere and there's mattresses everywhere. And boy, now we get to Vanessa and the Kingpin going through couples therapy. And Lord Toxic did mention this in previous episodes that couples therapy doesn't usually work, but it's damn sure for a crime boss like the Kingpin. But what's a hot
money? He must work.
What is a hot topic, Adam? Let's talk about Adam. And of course, like the therapist is like, hey, listen, let's talk about Adam. I'd rather not talk about Adam. We had to talk about him though. But listen, for a moment, let's acknowledge the affair. And he's like, it's not an affair, it's betrayal. It's like, you bitch. But and I can get some people, they are right though, that the Kingpin, the Wilson Fisk on the Netflix Daredevil show would fucking take betrayal. He'll be pissed off. He'll be screaming. This is kind of like a more watered down, as of right now, watered down Kingpin because he's not as pissed off and like, Vanessa, how dare you fucking betray me, It was betrayal.
I haven't actually seen this as a way that he can get at her a little bit here as well by having Adam locked away.
Yeah.
I don't think he physically wants to harm her because he still kind of isn't.
Now, I would say that she's like, well, in my defense, so you were gone for years at the time, son. I mean, come on, the woman's got needs. Come on, it's like she needs some dick, all right?
Yeah, but I didn't watch season 3 of Daredevil, so I kind of missed the context. Was she really right to be doing this to him, or?
Well, was it in season 3? She became more brutal than I would say previous seasons, but this is like this. Unfortunately, yes, Echo is a continuity, and there's been some time that's lapsed. So, but she's basically saying, "Listen, I didn't, I just, you were gone. What do you want me to fucking do?" But and she's like, listen, you left. It was a betrayal, and it's like, yeah, but okay, Wilson, let her speak for a moment. Tell her truth. Tell me about Adam.
Anytime anybody ever says your truth, her truth, my truth, anything like that, what you're getting is not the truth. There's no such thing as individual truth. There is just the truth and the not truth. That's it. That's all there is. Because then otherwise it's just a matter of perspective, feelings, and opinion, which are worthless. And by the way, I had already called this out before that this whole therapy thing makes no sense because they can't get what they need out of it because they can't tell the truth about what it is, who they are, and what they do. So this is all just like, it's basically like masturbation without the payoff. It's not going to get you anywhere.
Yeah.
I think that's to me is in the last time I saw each other, which was in season 3 of Daredevil, was she pissed off at him because I didn't get to see it, and if she was, it would add a bit more context to why she is pissed off with him here.
Yeah. Well, one thing, as a guy, as any character, it's like the therapist, like, hey, so in front of your husband, what about Adam was so appealing? What was so great? And she's like, you know what? It was his hand right there. It was his hands, and of course, this is like, can we not? I don't want to hear about my damn dick replacement.
I'm just sitting there thinking, like, boy, she sure is making sure that this kid hands winds up in a meat grinder somewhere.
He wasn't part of my husband's world. He was different. Of course, he was.
Does this seem out of character for a lot? Because it kind of bothered me because she always seemed like enamored with him, despite the fact he's this crazy fucker. And I know they've had the problem with the Echo thing, but do you think this might still be out of character for her to be rubbing her?
Well, okay, so think of it this way. What was the thing that what was he like when she was first attracted to him?
Oh.
Yeah, he was very calm. He seemed very civil, but he was also he also knew, he did kind of come out that he was a bit, from what I remember anyway.
He was a criminal. He was a criminal, right?
Yeah, he was a criminal, yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, and what is he trying to do now?
Yeah, he's trying to be clean, so she likes the toxic bastard, doesn't she?
There you go.
Yeah.
See, you answered your own
I
question. There you go.
I kind of miss it when she was in love with him. I think we all missed the toxic fist glow.
I do like the point that right there. She's like, Adam wasn't part of my husband's world, and what world was that? Politics, and it's like both business. They're not telling therapists the truth. Like, listen, this whole business, this whole kingpin of crime is bullshit. We're on up and up. Like, yeah, right, okay,
yeah, no, because he can't talk about his criminal activities. I mean, right?
Yeah,
The Sopranos, that is bullshit. If he tells all that to his shrink, he could have him killed for her.
I will say though, man, to Kingpin's credit, because the therapist actually, listen, was infidelity ever part of your marriage? No. Kingpin's like, I didn't cheat. But it wasn't me that was fucking cheating, having an affair. You bitch. And she's like, what? But yeah, Wilson, yes, you're taking half of me away. But Wilson, you'll be for weeks at a time. So, typical woman, man, good writing. Because she's like, she's doing the whole like, well, I cheated, but you left. But I left because I was.
Dude, how many times have you seen this in movies and TV shows? I cheated, so now we have to go to therapy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what happens when you go to couples therapy?
Fucking cheating as well.
What happens when you go? What happens when you go to couples therapy? Who's the therapist? What is the therapist?
Female.
I'm guessing
exactly.
A woman.
And what is she gonna do as soon as the guy even seems to stand up for himself a little bit? She's going to wait till she gets the woman alone and pass her a note or ask her discreetly, are you safe? Are you safe at home?
Almost, but lawyers actually telling women to, say your husband beat you. You don't need the evidence. Just say that. The court will be in your favor anyway.
But toxic, but then you could say that this is almost like realistic writing, though. It's happening
all in real life because this would actually happen. If you Google, what should a man do if a woman is being abusive in a marriage, it's going to give you a laundry list of things that the guy can do better to not make the woman upset. But if you Google it and say, what can a woman do if a man is being abusive in a marriage? It's going to give you all these resources to get help and get to a safe place.
Yeah. So, of course, as most women do in this kind of marriage situation, she had daddy issues. her dad wasn't a good dad. So, but of course, okay. So, Vanessa, did you end the affair? I never had the chance to end the affair. Well, why not for? Because Adam, did something happen to Adam? Of course not. He's like, Wilson, did you confront this man? I did. I had a very good talk. I talked to him. He's like, yes, we had dialogue. I definitely didn't lock him in the basement. Try and take the shit out of him on a daily basis. It's a guy. We just
By the way, who predicted that last week? Who was that?
Yeah, you did.
I have no idea. No one on this panel. And it's funny because Toxic was like, and I noticed as well, especially with stills. Every episode, Wilson, right, has his hands are all bloody and fucked up. He's going like this, almost like he was just beating the shit out of somebody recently. I wonder who Wilson.
I believe I specifically said he's got Adam locked up somewhere and he's tuning him up I believe those are my exact words.
Yeah. But like, but we had a clarifying talk. You want to be more specific? No. So, all right, that's what we're doing here. Okay. But she's like, listen, I know you. Your methods are much more direct. You don't just talk to people. Well, nah, he's a changed man. But he's like, no. He's like, and he's trying to say that was the old me. So it is him fighting his old self, also Matt fighting his old self. Because like that was the old Kingpin, not the new Kingpin. I'm the mayor. I would never lock Adam up in a dungeon. We just had to talk. But no, there's no ill intent. Okay. I did tell Adam how I felt about you. You're my wife. I love you. Okay. And you could say that Wilson, even in the comics, though, his soft spot is Vanessa. She is his rock in the comics. Okay. But so Fisk was just curious, Wilson, where's Adam now? I have no idea. Both. We have no idea. He just disappeared mysteriously. He just ran away. Yeah. Let's all believe that. But yes, as Toxic would say, Matt's girlfriend therapist here was like, we're trying to preserve our marriage, and without forgiveness, I want to say both to you that forgiveness isn't just the highest act of love. That will never come into effect later on in the episode. Okay. And as Toxic called this, she's like, hey, listen, if you don't mind, I want to speak to Vanessa by herself. Why? Why speak to Vanessa? And she says, Vanessa, that, I'm obligated to ask the fact, do you think your husband's going to beat the shit out of you? And, she's like, yeah, don't worry. Well, and she does defend Wilson, where she's like, listen.
Yeah, that bit I did like as well.
Yeah. It's like he's capable of many things, like decapitating a guy's head with a car door. But one thing is Wilson, he would never attack me. He never hurt me. So she does feel safe. All right. And as I said before,
she probably creamed their fucking knickers when he told her that story.
God, yes. And as I said before, though, I do appreciate this season, The Man on the Street. This is Boondock Saints, but I said this recently to our friend World War Joe, that like, if you go back and people can bitch about this whole Man on the Street thing, watch the first Spider-Man film with Sam Raimi and Tobey Maguire. Remember the scenes where it's like, hey, listen, the paper guy, right? I can't stand Spider-Man. He's a fucking bum. Spider-Man's a douchebag. Can't like him. All the people like, oh, Spider-Man, he's cool. We love him. Even in NYC, man. And Peter Parker constantly deals with the fact that half the population doesn't like Spider-Man. And we have this right here, Fisk. Some people love Fisk. Some people hate Fisk. This guy's saying like, Fisk, vigilantes. I love vigilantes. Should have been there a long time, man. You get this old Jewish guy, whatever, with the hat, I could have been a vigilante too. I'd be out there and yeah, sure would, pal.
He does look like a gangster from an old 1970s crime thriller. Like he does. He looks very.
It shows people in NYC. Some people do support vigilantes. Some people hate vigilantes. That's the beauty of like NYC, is like you're not going to get 100% of the population. That's just how it goes, man. So our buddy here, Leroy. Oh boy, Leroy, this is a character right here.
But yeah, man, I think this really pads out the episode a bit too much. I don't think it's anyways.
He's being a constant piece of shit to fucking Matt. He's like, oh, the blind dude and the blind justice. We get a dude. We get the blind puns. But also, I would say that in NYC's got a lot of scumbags. This character is 100% totally fucking to me accurate, because there is a lot of dickheads in NYC. But look, dude, you got petty larceny, a fucking misdemeanor, and you have 5 boxes of fucking, canned or whatever munchies you stole and stuff. Yeah,
fiddle. It's caramel corn.
Yeah. But of course, and this guy, as they all fucking do, I didn't do this shit. You didn't do this stuff. Well, the problem is The camera footage shows you stole the shit. The clerk says you stole this shit. The security guard says you stole this shit. Your defense is kind of weak there, son. It's like, for real.
He gets him a really good deal. I mean, all right, it's still a bad deal, but come on, 10 days? What was it? 10 days instead of 20
man,
or 30?
It's fucking.
Yeah, but it's not 10 days in the county jail. It's 10 days in Rikers freaking Island, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus. Yeah. I must have missed that bit then.
Well, still, he says that, listen, well, I paid for that shit last week. You paid for it last week, but you're picking up right now. And of course, Matt's like, that doesn't really work like that. Usually when you buy something, you walk out with it. I bought this stuff a week ago. Well, if you bought it a week ago, why are you walking out with it now for? Okay. But of course, he says, like, the cops are eating the stuff, having a good time. Yeah, and of course, Matt does do a good quip. He's like, well, that I'm entirely willing to believe. But he goes, yeah, how come they don't arrest themselves for stealing? He goes, listen, that's a whole nother issue, son. The bottom line is you're being charged for petty larceny. What are we doing here? So, and I get that, but like, could have been a scroll. And of course, Matt's just like, fuck no. And he's like, nope.
See, I know that's going to get a lot of grief tomorrow at an open bar, but that's actually pretty funny because in this world of wizards and superheroes and aliens that look like other people, you would think probably regular people would be like, honey, did you cheat on me? No, it was a scroll. I swear it wasn't me. Or where have you been for the last 5 years? Oh, I got snapped by Thanos when really he was off running around doing something shady or whatever.
Well, and even with people say with the Netflix TV show, it's in the same universe as the fucking Avengers because there is, again, small piece of dialogue that actually tied the Netflix and Jessica Jones and Luke Cage to the Avengers, but it's not big. So the fact he says scroll, so it is continuity. It's one line. That's it. So I didn't mind that because it does acknowledge the fact that like the MCU does exist. This is still part of the MCU. I was okay with it. It didn't bother me. But so of course he's bringing up his rap sheet. Well, dude, rap sheets are a thing, but it's like, dude, Matt's like, dude, you've got 25 pages of offensive, drugs, trespassing, panhandling, petty larceny. I mean, you're not really helping your case out, dude. It's like, also look, 4 separate cases where you failed to appear in court. And of course, this guy's telling Matt the bottom line is, I'm not going to jail. I didn't do this, whatever. And as a lawyer, I can't imagine if I was Matt, I would not be a good lawyer, Toxic, because like, look, it's one thing if there's no evidence, but like, dude, you got a fucking rap sheet longer than my torso. It's like, and there's evidence you stole this shit, man. What do you want me to do? So the judge, he's going to set fucking bail. You can't pay the bail and you're going to sit in jail until this whole thing is over. That's how the system works, man. But cop out lawyers. If you take the plea, I ain't taking a plea, Matt. I don't want to do the plea. You have to give me probation. It's like, it's not how this shit works, but okay. He's like, listen, probation, not on the table, dude. But he goes, you get a 30-day sentence. Mm-hmm. And of course, as it's not your first time being arrested, it's not how the system works, bro. You don't get fucking less time for doing more crimes. So 30 days, you do 20.
Got probably the best deal out of a shitload of bad deals. Mm-hmm. And it's not even a good deal either. It's like, what are your options? You just got to take the less shitty deal out of the most other shitty deals.
Yeah. The one thing and what Toxic may know is somebody who's been incarcerated. I have as well. You definitely get these guys out here where this guy's so fucking entitled. Like, I'm not mad at the writing because this is realistic. Where this guy's like, I'm going home. I'm not taking a deal no matter what. You got no fucking power here, son. You're broke. It's like you're not like you have. It's like almost like, listen, we have a flawed system in America. The bottom line is you take what you can get. You've got no play here. You've got the cops, surveillance, witnesses. But what do you mean? Why are you telling Matt the fact that like I'm not taking this fucking deal? I'm going home tomorrow. No, you're not. It's like,
wow. I mean, you almost got fucking 30 days. I mean, 10 days is bad, but it's fucking better than 30. Jesus.
But he yells at Matt like
not as good as probation, though.
Oh, definitely, yeah. But still, it's like, but he's telling.
I would like to remind everybody that as entitled and as obnoxious as this guy is, he does kind of drop the bullshit for a little bit and gets real with him, and it's like, look, man, last time that I was locked up, I was supposed to go pick up my SSI payments, and keep in mind, he doesn't say welfare, he says SSI, so he's got a disability for something, and maybe it's BS and maybe it's not, but he missed his SSI payments, which put him in a much worse situation. Now, I can tell you for a fact that there's many, many times I've had clients, and I've even seen it done even to myself, where you get picked up on a petty traffic thing and they hold you for whatever reason because you've got to hold somewhere else. So you go to traffic court and they hold you and you miss your court appearance at the other place. So then they put out a warrant for your arrest. And because you're already in custody, they decide to transpo you. You get transpoed and you sit and you wait at the other jail. And when you finally see the judge, now you've missed the court date on the first one. So they play this little game of bouncing you back and forth, and you don't get anywhere. And the judge just gets frustrated and looks at you like, why aren't you complying with the system? Well, because I can't bond out and because I've been sitting in jail over here. And then I keep getting transported to the other jail and transported back here in a nice little game of pinball. Meanwhile, that's $350 to $700 a day, depending on where you're at, that the taxpayers are paying for you to be locked up. When this guy took some freaking caramel corn, which the cops were eating at the crime scene.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you know what, dude? I'm going to have to go ahead and side with dude. And also, I'll remind you guys that the whole point of this was that the partner, the chick that Matt works at, I can't remember her name, the one that she knows that he's stressed out and he's upset, everything's kind of coming to a head with him. She can see her partner so she throws him an easy win where he can flex his lawyer stuff and use those little tricks. She may not completely understand all of his abilities, but she knows he has like little tricks because of his extrasensory stuff. And she knows he can pull some of that stuff off. So she throws him this easy win that'll make him feel better about himself in order to, just finagle the judge and finagle the DA. I'm really a little unclear why they're pushing the Latvian, the Dr. Doom country thing so hard. That's a little strange unless they're just trying to introduce the idea into the new MCU. I mean, and if that's the case, then that's fine. I don't have a particular problem with it, but yeah, that's the reason for all. And again, I know all of these points are going to get missed tomorrow at open bar, but it's whatever.
Well, but anybody who's been not people haven't been arrested don't understand this, but the fact that people like me who've been through the system, it does scream how scary things are. But so listen, here's 35 days, here's 30 days, here's 20 days, here's 10 days. The bottom line is like it's really scary how someone can say, listen, here's a month in jail versus here's 1 day, because how they feel in the moment. But Matt is doing his best to go tit for tat with this lawyer woman. He's going back and forth. Matt is siding with this guy that the whole situation is bullshit. But like, I hate the fact that like our American justice system is like, well, you can get 30 days or 1 day, depending on how the prosecutor feels that day. It's really fucked up. And of course, people like us, listen, well, 1 day in jail versus a month in jail, pretty big fucking difference, lady. But these people don't give a shit. So, but I'm actually glad Lord Toxic caught this, because not a lot of people, if you're not the biggest comic book fan, he mentions Latvian Heritage Day. And I'm like, is this part of the rewrites, or did these guys know? But because this year, and Toxic and Northern English know this, we have a new Fantastic Four movie coming out. And like, gee, I wonder who's from Latveria. So they definitely name drop Latverian. But how'd you know I was Latvian, Matt? And he goes, just lawyer skills, height senses and all that. But okay, so yeah. So she first wanted 35 days. I'll give you 20 days. Matt goes by 11 cases, his count, but 15. He'll do less time, but 2 weeks. He's like, just give him 2 weeks for probation. 2 weeks, and of course comes down to like basically 10 days. So okay, but also like as Toxic would say, that Matt's like, listen, but the thing is, we're dealing with petty larceny, which is a French word for like what petty, but he can have 10 days.
Small. It means small.
Yeah, petty. But so she wanted 35. He knocked it down to 10. Is it the best situation? No, but again, it's like if Matt's trying his best to play the fucking game, man. 10 days sucks, but it's better than 35. And here's the reality. Also, doesn't help the fact that, dude, you've got a massive rap sheet. You're not helping your cause.
He's got a massive rap sheet of petty crime. I'll remind you, they have you. Why do I have to remind you? You live in New York. There's illegal immigrants that are, 1, not allowed to be there, 2, put up in expensive hotels, 3, given $3,000 a month on little stipend, petty, cash cards, and number 4, wind up committing heinous crimes, and they don't get in any kind of trouble at all.
Yeah, same here. It's the same here.
I agree. Trust me, the system's fucking flawed. I'm just saying, like,
Now, I'll grant you. Is Disney maybe virtue signaling a little bit the fact that they've got a middle-aged black guy and he's the one that's in this situation? Maybe, but I mean, if it was the opposite way, people would still be crying and complaining. So it doesn't matter. It's something that's like street level. So everybody always says, I'm sick of sky beams I'm sick of wizards and aliens. Let's get some street level stuff.
But no,
this is street level stuff, and this is some good lawyering by Matt Murdock.
It is, and it's somebody who lives in New York State. Trust me, like, you know, I went back and fucking forth for like what I was charged with, what I was offered versus my final sentence. Yeah, and this stuff happens 7 days a week, and and again, I'm not defending the charge he gets. I'm just saying, like, Matt lives in a flawed world versus like also Matt's seen this shit more and more. Like, maybe this is why you should be Daredevil for, because you see how broken this fucking system is.
And I think that might be another reason why it sort of felt like it dragged, because we kind of got that point in the other episodes as well.
Yeah. But definitely, it's like the talks would say, some people, they don't want to see I guess, in a superhero show, the realism and ground level of like reality. But like this is, I mean, Matt Murdock is a lawyer.
And we just need to see a bit of a balance now. That's it. I mean, okay, I get the first 3 episodes. That is his quick Daredevil, because he felt like he betrayed his very sort of like oath of no killing, even though the guy didn't die. But he should be getting to that point now where, okay, it's been a year as well, so he should be thinking, I need to get Daredevil now, and we do need to get Daredevil back, because it is still a Daredevil show, not a Matt Murdock show.
Yeah. Well, Matt and as me and Toxic mentioned in episode 1, he was doing his side look and hearing, and like he hears somebody walking, and Officer Pal, you're still here, you piece of shit. But he recognized your fucking voice, and
that's a cool scene. Yeah, that was a cool.
I doing Laura's work today, Officer Pal. You definitely didn't kill, or somebody you know fucking kill White Tiger. But yeah. So he basically he's telling Pal the fact that like he's accusing Pal of like, being behind the fact that White Tiger got killed. But he's like, that's why NYPD can't do it. But he had a family, you scumbag. But Matt doing his super senses and everything, because this guy puts his fucking badges in Matt's chest. He's like, you know, the whole thing, which happens with cops all the damn time. It's like firefighters, any kind of profession, NYC. You know, listen, kid, you're fucking blind. I was a cop. My dad was a cop. My friends are cops. My cousins are cops. Everybody's a fucking cop.
My great granddad took the badge off the dead cop.
Yeah.
Give it up his ass and give it to another cop.
Because Matt's accusing him of having assassinated White Tiger, but Matt, with a super hearing, is like, well, he actually knows the fact this guy's actually telling the fucking truth. So he had nothing to do with White Tiger being killed. And he says right there, you know, I don't know nothing about nothing to do with what Hector Ayala. But he's all right, cool. But then of course, but he tells fucking Matt, but what about, you know, some lawyer out there an attorney who assassinates a police officer? Oh yeah, but he goes, not to mention some of my colleagues might have a problem with that, but it goes, only, yeah, the problem is, bro, is you have to bring a few more than last time we met, didn't we? Wouldn't you? Matt dropping a fucking, just a sick burn,
sassy Matt Murdock is the best Matt Murdock.
And just like last episode, Toxic, when fucking Matt made a joke in this guy, like, yeah, how'd you get that black guy? Yeah, well, I've heard a boxing term, like, you know, usually fast hands or fucking a way to beat up black guys.
The best way to stop black eyes is fast hands.
Yep. So Matt's just sinking in. He's like, yeah, I'll be seeing you, counselor. Yeah. So these two aren't done yet. All right. We have a nice wide shot of New York City, because New York City is New York City. But and Kingpin does the whole thing like, New York City, the greatest city on earth. I've been there. I disagree. But anyway, it's a trope. Calling NYC the best city on earth. Ugh, boy. But what's he doing? He's like, you know, we lost something along the way. He's being mayor. The bottom line is the pride of the working class. I love you, Kingpin. I know you respect blue collar people.
All right. I'll be right back.
Yep.
Yeah. I think Kingpin's a fucking good politician.
Yeah. He's saying that, you know, this port is a black eye in the face of the city, man. But he wants to do a complete structure overhaul. So Wilson, to his credit, he wants to make the city better, man. He's like, I told the people of the city I was come out of this gate going strong. And of course, his right-hand woman there is like, listen, that's not how politics work, man. I'm not sure about your world, Kingpin, but the bottom line is you can't just like wish things into existence. There's so much red tape and more red.
Yeah,
there's processes.
Red tape is so much bullshit. It's just excuses for fucking bureaucrats not to do their fucking jobs.
But also, right there, look at Kingpin. I don't have much use for red tape. Yeah, almost like in that Kingpin, you can say that Matt's struggling, the fact that he's being Daredevil, and Wilson is trying to do the right thing. But he knows when he was the Kingpin, being a criminal and being a lawless man had just so much. It wasn't red tape. He just got shit done. So, and right here, Wilson, these things take time. They take patience. It's like, oh man. But also, there was a mob shooting. Wink, wink, Kingpin. There was a mob shooting here. It's making it hard to like get stuff done when there's mob shootings in this area.
Yeah. I actually give this actress credit. She does come across as an actual sort of like PR agent as well. She's
Yeah.
I know I don't mention it in my other streams, but yeah, I'll mention it here. She does a good job. And
Yeah.
what's she out of as well? Because she looks fucking familiar. I'm sure saw her in a film where she was real young as well.
Yeah. But the bottom line, she tells Kingpin, okay, well, you have a nice goal, nice ambitions. The problem is environmental issues, traffic issues, studies, blah, blah, blah. Keep breaking down approvals, city courts. It's like basically, dude, you want it, but you getting one thing done takes fucking 19 levels of like bureaucracy to get shit done. So,
I mean, on the one hand, I can understand why she's trying to get him to dial it back a little bit because he's going to make himself a bigger target. But on the other hand, if he was, and it's backed up by some of the on the street interviews, if his whole campaign thing was cutting through stuff, I mean, this might actually be. I know I said it wasn't at the beginning of when we started doing this, but this might actually be an allegory a little bit for the Trump thing because them finding out that hey, look, we were spending 127 gazillion bazillion dollars and sending it to dead people who don't exist and blah blah blah. Look, we found it, and everybody's still hating him for it. And Elon Musk going up to space to go save astronauts, and they're like, "Oh, I hate you. I'm going to burn your electric cars." So I mean, like she's trying to like get him to dial it back and lay low a little bit, but he wants to just keep his campaign promises and just go after him.
Yeah, of course, but his right-hand guy there, Buck, just tells Kingpin, is like, well, the bottom line is like, the mob guys, he's like, there's a problem with these mob guys. Now that you're not the Kingpin anymore, and Vanessa's not really doing stuff anymore, these guys are getting out of control, and he's like, they're not going to stop until one sentence or they're going to die. Yeah, Wilson, the problem is now he became fucking mayor, went legit, the friggin', well, the wolves are fighting each other. But Matt, so of course, Matt gets back to Leroy here. Hey, great news. Well, you got me probation? No, I didn't get your probation. He's like, but I got you 10 days. And of course, he's like, dude, you do 7 minus today. So of course you do 6 days. And the bottom line is, he's like, how's that great news, fucking Matt? I don't want to hear that. But Matt's like, to what Northern said, yeah, the system is flawed. Matt's like, dude, I got you fucking down from 35 days to 6 days. I mean, the guy's good. He's not a fucking miracle worker.
No, 7 days minus if he's on good behavior. That is a fucking miracle.
Yeah, and of course, but like, I mean, fucking Matt's telling the guys, look, bottom line, Leroy's getting Matt shit, but he's like, dude, you took the stuff. I know you took the shit, man. What do you want me to fucking do? Come on. And he tells me, he's like, dude, the best probation is like, look, I want probation, Matt. No probation here, man. This is the best deal you're gonna fucking get, man. But he's like, and he's just Matt are going back and forth. But like, yeah, he's pissed off at Matt. He's like, well, you want to shove me in jail? I'm supposed to thank you, but Matt's like, I'm doing the best I fucking can, man. And like what Toxic would say, this guy's been jerked around his whole life. Last time I got 30 days, but the thing is, last time you got 30 days. Well, the more crimes you're committed for, you don't get less time for committing more crimes. So it's like,
yeah, but why?
Yeah, nah.
Shouldn't it? Isn't it? I swear I've heard this axiom somewhere before, and maybe I'm making this up. Maybe it's not real. Punishment fitting the crime.
Yeah.
Not you've done so many other things, so anything that you do moving forward, we're going to go ahead and slam you.
Yeah.
Well, my brother did 10 years for a very heinous crime for robbing another drug dealer and basically holding them. And then he did his time and then got out. And because Florida has a rule that if you get any kind of conviction within 3 years after being released from a Florida prison, then you will automatically do 10 years. So he got into a domestic disturbance, which is basically his girlfriend and him yelling at each other. So he's now doing another 10 years. So he'll be older than I am now when he gets out. So is that cool? Is that appropriate, you think? And I know there's going to be people that'll say, well, don't commit crimes. Dude, you literally commit crimes every single day. 2% of the American populace is in some form of incarceration.
Yeah.
That is 4 times more than any other 5 countries put together because it's a business and they have to feed the business.
I think the problem is because people watch a Daredevil show, they don't want to see this real life allegory to the fact that this stuff happens in real life. You want to hear about big beams, big guys. The guys that got bit by spiders, guys that fucking whatever, guys that turn to big green rage monsters. But Matt, people wanted to see Daredevil in realism and Matt be a low level street superhero. Well, this is what real life New York City Hell's Kitchen is like.
And he is still a lawyer as well. We still have to have the lawyer to the vigilante.
Yeah. And like, so like what Tox was here earlier, this guy's breaking down, like, listen, Matt, it's fucked up. I missed my SSI appointments. They cut my benefits. Yeah, right there. He was bad enough trying to live off food stamps when they cut it. He tells Matt that, like, look, I was eating out of fucking dumpsters. I was hungry, man. Look at that. You have to eat away this fucking supermarket meat. It's just like, it's gross. He goes, sometimes you get sick of this shit, man. I wanted a dessert. You know what, man? I took the fucking caramel corn because I'm goddamn hungry. I'm like, I want a treat for once. It's like, why get the caramel corn? And again, and this could be a political statement where he says right there, and for that, they're willing to spend 5 times more on me than they're willing to set me free. Yep.
I actually do agree, yeah.
Lock them up, yeah.
People don't realize how expensive it is for somebody. That's why. And do you know who pays for that? John Q. Taxpayer pays for that. A minimum, and even a cheap state like Kansas or Missouri, it's a minimum $375 to $500 to keep somebody incarcerated for one day, for one 24-hour period.
Yeah, people want to hear about it, but I see it as a joke now. But like, it's part of me will always be bitter about this, but I say it joking with friends. The fact that, like, I'm in New York State and marijuana is legal. It's legal. I can literally leave right now my house, walk down to a 45-second walk to the corner store and buy a bag of weed or edibles or anything, and they give me 3 years of prison. For my actual charge is possession of marijuana, and now I can walk to the corner store and buy this shit. And do you understand how much it costs people to lock me up for 3 fucking years for something I can now legally go buy at the corner store? Yeah. So, but but I do understand the fact he's like, Matt, you call this a fucking gift? And Matt's like, you know what? It don't matter anyway. Matt's like, listen, you're right. Matt just tell him. Matt sits down. Matt's like, you're right. Matt understands why he's pissed off. Or Matt's like, also, like, don't get mad at me, dude, because I did the best I could. Matt's working in a fucking flood system. But also, this is more why Matt's seeing, like, yeah, Matt, maybe you should be Daredevil, because this is the problem, dude. It's like, you're trying to be
Daredevil by the end. At least by the end of next episode, anyway. At least
it's like he's trying to be like legit and do the right thing. And you see how fucked up our system is. But
I agree, the system is flawed. I mean,
this scene, I'm not sure why I laughed. Just because.
Goes to get the fuck out of there.
We built this city on rock and roll.
I would have preferred if they'd have done like one more little one, like he goes to like Chinatown and the kids are doing it in Chinatown and like singing it really badly.
About this city on rock and roll. We built
this city.
What's up? Fuck, but D'Onofrio, his face right there, just like, please, someone kill me, please. I don't want to.
How do you say his name? How do you say his name?
Vincent D'Onofrio.
Vincent D'Onofrio.
There you go.
D'Onofrio. God, yeah. I was doing it as well.
And Blue Collar's the New Yorker, by the way.
Exactly. D'Onofrio.
There you go. No,
but still, but good acting where he's looking around like, God, I don't want to fucking be here. I want to go home. He's so like these goddamn middle school kids. Like, we built this.
I love that they say they have another song. He's like, oh no. Also,
the kids were so out of sync and out of tune. He's just like, please kill me. Jesus Christ.
Please send a hitman to kill me again.
Well, we have Tony Soprano's son right here. Like, yeah. So you done fucked up, son. You got drunk last night and you told BB about this mayor garbage. Oh no, a union buster. BB, you're
this guy will never have what it takes to be a varsity athlete. That's for sure.
He's like, it was me. I totally fucked up because I'm an idiot and got drunk last night.
That joke didn't land with either one of you two.
No,
idiots.
Was it because of his size?
No, that's the ongoing thing that Uncle Junior would always say about Tony that would get him all riled up. He's like, you'd never have what it takes to be, never had the makings of a varsity athlete.
Oh, God.
About Tony.
I need to watch it again.
It's been a long time since I watched The Sopranos.
Oh, good job, YouTube critics.
Yeah. I mean, I can't remember what happened last night.
By the way, this guy's use. Is there going to be a use for him at some point? Because he is hopeless. He is completely hopeless.
Yeah, no, we saw him fucking falling over Fisk in a couple of episodes, but he hasn't really been much use, has he?
Yeah. We just saw with the fact that, okay, like, how are we going to fix it? She's like, honey, there is no we. She's like,
I do like that. I do like how she's distancing herself automatically. She's like,
I'll be here long before you and Fisk are both gone, you dumb fuck. And of course, they said Fisk gets up like, yes, it was awesome. I love you, kids. It's all fantastic. Mr. Fisk, we have one more song. I gotta get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, no, sorry. I gotta go listen to it again at another play. I wish they had like a montage of him just going from school to school and just being bombarded by this song.
As they say.
Yeah, the ghost start lapping coach just thingy, and it's like he has to listen to it again in another language.
Yeah. So they had to cancel the Clean Green Hall's meeting because your buddy here is a fucking moron. And like, what happened? He's like, well, they're calling you a union buster. Fisk is reading this shit, and Fisk, sometimes sir leaks happen. Leaks happen because you have incompetent morons. But of course, and this is now we're slowly getting after 4 goddamn episodes, Fisk becoming back to like old school Fisk, where he's getting fucking mad. Finally, it's like, I want all hands meeting now. And of course, they mentioned Latvian again, Latvian Heritage Day. But what happens? I just started laughing because he goes into a fucking room, right? And they're all speaking Latvian. They're singing the exact same song. And look at his fucking face like.
But to be fair, they are singing it better than the middle schoolers.
Yeah, no, but it's just still poor Fisk. Like, this is the Kingpin. Like, they're singing it again. God, look right there. Like, I want to kill everyone in this fucking room. But yeah, so Fisk has a meeting and just goes fucking off on everybody, man. Our promises to people, simple promises, flat, just flat out yelling at people. I will find out which one of you leaked this shit, and I will end you. And of course, okay, me, sir, I screwed up. Oh shit. I could see people getting upset because if this was season 1, Fisk probably would have fucking decapitated the guy right here. But he's like, I made a mistake, sir. It's my fault. What'd you do, you idiot? Everybody out. Everyone, get out. Get out. But sir, it's mine. He's like, whatever he did, it's on me. He's like, and he gives the whole like just pure, just getting on his knees and just blowing fucking Fisk. Just kissing his ass, man, Like, I can't make it right. Nothing can make it right. He's like, I was drinking. There was some ketamine. Just stop talking. I got drunk. It was that black chick. It was her fault. But
yikes.
Fisk, I can't even forgive myself because I'm not good enough for this job. I don't deserve this job. I never fucking did. He's like, but just I want to tell you, sir, I'm eternally loyal. I'm loyal to you no matter what. I'll spend the rest of my life.
Yeah, which we know is bullshit because he can't even stay loyal long enough not to run his mouth.
I mean, it was sex. But yeah, Fisk is like, yeah, I'm not going to fire you because of Vanessa's a whore. And he's like, you give me loyalty, son. Loyalty is what I care about because my wife, she's not loyal to me. He's like, I know how unreliable people can be, like my wife.
Yeah, unless you got them locked up in a basement somewhere.
He tells him, he's like, sir, I don't want this job. He's like, are you trying to argue yourself out of a job? But he goes, but this is right there. And of course, in the look and the mannerisms of fucking D'Onofrio, just like, hey, listen, in fullness of time, you'll make a better man. However, if you do this shit one more time, I'm going to fucking end you.
Yeah.
But and right there, she's looking at him like, oh shit, like this is the old Kingpin. So it's like, I get it where people are like this feels watered down to like season 1 through 3, but also it's like now we're finally starting to see more of like the Kingpin where he's like, listen, dude, listen, kid, you do this again, I'm gonna fucking, I'm gonna murder you.
I'm gonna put your head in a car door and I'm gonna slam it multiple times till it turns into
you look at her just like,
it was at one time. Let me live.
Yep. Now, this has brought up Muse. I wonder who Muse is. Muse definitely won't be in this season. Muse. Guys, we're showing Muse for a reason. Yeah, Muse. A character we will finally see.
If I have any complaints about this season, right, if I'm going to really give it a complaint, I mean, do you want me to wait till the end or do you want me to do it now?
Oh, sure. Also, I always say, listen, this, again, very New York. Hey, look, we got Pepsi and Coke and Sprite and product placement and yeah, fucking Fisk. He never does anything about the damn garbage. Like, boy, if I could go back to current New York City mayors and governors who don't do shit about the garbage. Yeah, fucking assholes. Kind of toxic.
I feel like I don't know much about the Muse character.
Yeah.
But I think, and I don't think the dirty cop thing is that like, I mean, I guess the only reason the dirty cop thing might work is if, there's like a bunch of them and Punisher wants to just eliminate them and Daredevil doesn't. And they have to kind of figure that out the way they did in season 2 with the Irish mob.
Yeah.
So, which, by the way, I will point out a big flaw in season 2 Daredevil. Matt doesn't want him killing the Irish mob, but when he's going toe to toe with the Hand on that rooftop, he had absolutely no issues at all with Punisher sniping 2 or 3 of the Yakuza hand from afar. No issues with that. In fact, gave him a little nod like, hey, good looking out, bro.
Thanks.
But that's cool. That's cool because you know what? The Netflix series were all flawless, and only the Disney things have problems.
Well, the hand they were undead, right? They had it coming. I don't know.
Yeah, this was a nice coincidence.
They were Asian.
Yeah.
See, there you go. That's why it mattered. That's why it mattered.
This was a nice coincidence. A motorbike just comes out of the way and just goes through and just gives him a nice little clue, doesn't it?
Well, because Matt comes in, because Matt's like, again, early in the episode, he's like, well, the fucking projectile, the shell, where is it? So Matt does his super hearing, looks around. He takes a glass bottle, kicks a fucking bottle, it comes down. And he's like, wait a second, maybe the bullet shell would have came down, and I got the bullet shell. All right, cool. He got the casing. All right. Awesome.
Now, this was one thing that puzzled me.
Also,
right? How does he know that there's a skull on the bullet? Was it engraved onto the shell?
Well, yeah.
No, it's just on there with it's not engraved, of course. It's just on there with magic marker.
No, we definitely got I got the fucking impression, Luke, that it was engraved.
Magic markers. Wow.
No, it was definitely engraved. Now, so now Matt's walking. Matt's going through it's nighttime. He's going through this apartment complex, and I'm guessing we have to headcanon because they don't explain this, that the fact that, and we're about to see the man himself, but he knew he was here the entire time because he walks there with he knows where Punisher is. He knows where fuck Frank Castle is.
Why would he not?
I'm just saying, because
why would he not know?
I didn't argue the point because I didn't know if there was something in season 2 of Punisher and season 3 of Daredevil.
But I mean, this isn't Tony Stark and Cap, BS of I have a cell phone, I can call for help, even though the world's ending, but I won't because my little ego is bruised. This is 2 street level guys where, hey, look, we have our different ways of doing things, but I know that you have my back and I have yours. If you need me, this is one of my layers that I operate out of.
Yeah. Now, obviously between Punisher season 2 and Daredevil season 3, technically speaking, these two haven't been on camera since Daredevil season 2. So there's been a lot of time that's passed. We have no idea where Frank Castle's at, what's going on, but everybody's fucking happy as shit. And of course, I know you hear Frank and just the whole and there he is, the fucking man himself, the fucking beast, man, John Bernthal, Frank, and all right. Now, and some people have said this stuff that you can go back and you can watch, and I will see YouTube shorts, Toxic watches more TikToks, that if you watch Daredevil season 2, it's never specifically said that Punisher knows who Matt is, but there's a very good scene in season.
What do you mean? Yes, it is.
Well, no, what I'm saying, but like Frank Castle never tells Matt or Karen that he knows who Matt is. And
I mean, he doesn't go to him, hey, Matt Murdock, aka Daredevil, I know who you are.
Yeah, just implies it.
That's what I'm saying.
It's called show don't tell. In the court scene, they do a whole flashback and he's like, Frank, can I call you Frank? And then he's like, yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's leading to Toxic. No, because so many people, it's just because.
And then later when he speaks to Karen, when he sees Karen again, he says, you still got that hand cannon on you? And she's like, yeah. And he's like, atta girl. And he's like, how's your blind friend doing in the vigilante business or something to that effect?
Yeah.
It's like well established. Guys, I can't keep carrying the both of you in these streams. Like, you guys got to get your knowledge up on these shows if you're gonna dissect them and discuss them. I can't do all the work for you both.
That's what I'm saying, is the fact that
my back is only so strong, you two. Seriously.
Because some people need it laid out for them. But and technically speaking, in the Daredevil show, he never says that he knows who Matt Murdock is. It's never said that, but it's implied if you pay attention. But the fact that so many people need that spelled out for them. But yes, the fucking courtroom scene, because when Matt's talking to fucking Frank, he goes, "Hey Frank, how you doing?" And Bertha looks at him, and like for a second, you're like, you know what? I just realized I know who the fuck you are, kid. But like it said, the fact that he never says it, but it's so implied, it's really good acting by Bernthal.
Yeah, this is the best thing. It really is.
Even if you don't, okay, let me just one last thing on that. Even if you don't get that, the fact that Punisher knows when and where to show up for the final battle with the hand, in order to back him up. How would he have known that if he didn't know who Matt was?
No, I know, and which I understand. What I'm saying, this is we live in a fucking TikTok generation where people do need every little detail spelled out
Don't
for
you
them.
dare blame this on TikTok. I watch TikTok all
it
the
is
time.
TikTok, exactly. Yeah, I can't imagine what and people with TikTok and they're Chinese spying on us and shit. Like,
well,
but yeah, but as I said, but so obviously, fucking Frank Castle knows that Matt Murdock is Daredevil, and then, well, Frank Castle's is Punisher. It's not a big secret, but yeah, Frank, how you been? How I've been? Good, okay, and easily, and everyone know this stuff, and people were worried about would John Bernthal phone it in? Would he do a good job? Hands down, for me, watching this a second time, my favorite scene in the whole fucking 4 episodes because it's just Matt and fucking Frank going back and forth. But okay, kid, yeah, what do you want? Yeah, Matt, a client of mine was shot. Okay, or sorry, Frank. But he goes, guess whose logo was on a fucking bullet case? And I love the fact that Frank is like, yeah, fucking fanboys. But also Luke right there, you can tell right there that's definitely engraved into the bullet casing. That's not just like a magic marker. They're doing that. Yeah, bunch of bullshit fanboys. But yeah, nothing to do with you, right? Silly me. And yeah, Frank, nice place you got here. Look, all the fucking guns and stuff, man, up there. And I'm not sure about Tox with those military weapons, but Frank is always freaking stacked up with military gear. But yeah, we have service, and yeah, are you of service Red? And when you go back and watch the fucking first actually season 2, he never calls him Matt, he always calls him Red the entire fucking time. Every scene he's in season 2, always calls Matt fucking Red and said Daredevil or Matt just Red. But yeah, he tells me, he's like, you sit there and you prance around the fucking city in a Halloween costume. He's like, I was downrange Red, and look fucking look where it got me. Look at that shit, man. So Punisher hasn't stopped being Punisher. We haven't seen him yet, but he never stopped. But he goes, of course, Matt, sorry, Frank, I apologize. I didn't realize you were a victim in all this. I love this fucking scene right there. He's like, I didn't use that pussy ass word my entire life. He's like, fucking, he says right there, you don't put that word in my mouth. You don't put that word in my mouth. You understand that? And goddamn, man. But yeah, Frank, what you doing out down here day after day, man? He's like, you walked in, I'm right here, kid. He's like, fucking what, plotting your next kill? You're goddamn right. Fucking Bernthal, man, tell us him.
Yeah, he's vengeance has fucking consumed him. It's all he knows now.
Hey, man. So, but he's like, but of course, but Frank, how's it working out for you? He's like, look, I don't have time for your candy ass hero bullshit, man. It's great. I'll tell you what you think, Red. Yeah, Frank, tell me what you fucking think. Just like season 2, I think what's going on is you fucking came down here for my goddamn permission, for my help. Yup.
Yeah, he fucking calls Matt out on his bullshit.
Oh, hell yeah, man.
He knows you're itching to don that fucking red suit again, like a real man.
Yep. You want to get your hands on somebody, huh? You want to hurt them? Yep. Maybe a little scared about what that means, because that was the whole point of fucking season 2, man. Like, Matt, that you were so close to being Punisher, but you lied to yourself.
Blue Collar, I love you to death, but you narrating and saying the dialogue when the dialogue, I mean, it'd probably be better just to paraphrase it and just give the gist of it, because when you're this is such an Emmy-worthy scene right here, and usually it's not a big deal, but like when you're just like narrating and reading the captions, it takes something out of I mean, it'd be better just to sum up what it is that they're saying, maybe like a few of the things, because you go from like line to line and it's coming off like, because you're kind of, I know you're in a good mood and you're giggling, but like this is a really serious scene, and it's just like you're doing the whole like, this is so cool the way he said this, and it's just like it's. I mean, I think better just to sum up the fact that we've got Frank. This is kind of a retread of their first serious talk and encounter in season 2, and so for people who are not in the know in the MCU universe, MCU universe, that's basically saying universe twice, so sorry about that. But basically in the MCU, while the blip was going on, or whatever you want to call it, the Thanos dusting, Punisher and Daredevil were both still very active. You can see Punisher's active. We know Daredevil because we've been watching him, but you can see Punisher's active. He's got a cut under his eye. He's obviously still doing the things that he was always doing. He doesn't consider these cops, the fanboys as he calls them, to be any kind of serious, credible threat. And they're still having their same philosophical argument that they've been having for years. You could probably headcanon, and I really hope they show what these two were up to during the blip thing, the same way in which in Hawkeye they showed the blip from Yelena's perspective. I really hope they do that. And I mean, you could probably figure out that Punisher was doing a lot of the same things that Hawkeye / Ronin was up to during that time, keeping things on an even keel, getting rid of some of the nastier guys that were taking advantage of the fact that, you know, half of existence was blipped out and things like that. Matt was probably doing his best to do whatever he could do. And they probably had run-ins and encounters. I mean, this is a long period of time. It'd be very easy to, even though the last we saw of them was season 2, I mean, this is a big universe, and it's very likely that they've had this conversation over and over again, and it doesn't change because both of them don't change. The only thing that changed was the circumstances, and the circumstances in which that they bring this up is the fact that his best friend Foggy was killed. And this stuff that, and by the way, John Berthnall, he wrote his dialogue here, in case you didn't know. He didn't like the original, Berthnall did not like the original direction in which they were going with the Born Again, or whatever they were going to call it before. Maybe they were always going to call it Born Again, but he didn't like it. And he said he didn't want to be a part of it because it would be a travesty against the fans. So they rewrote a lot of it, and some of the stuff suffered, but definitely not this scene where, you know, he just reminds him, you lost somebody.
How much he knows the fucking character.
It's definitely to what Toxic was saying. It's been the past 6 months that people said, well, Bernthal said he wouldn't come back, period, unless you did Punisher justice and you didn't disrespect the character. And Toxic would say, if it's true, based on this dialogue in this scene, Bernthal reads the fucking comics. He knows the fucking character, man, and he wouldn't take it.
He embodies this character just as well as Charlie, whatever, Charlie Cox embodies Daredevil. Both of these guys are seasoned players, and they wear these characters like a second skin, and it's very impressive to watch as far as that goes.
And definitely, no, see, I mean, I'm so happy to see this dialogue because so many people were worried about, like, you know, okay, well, Punisher's coming back and they're going to fucking Disney-fy it and they're going to make Disney Plus shit. It's going to be fucking terrible. And Bernthal's going to phone it in. Nah, guys, this entire scene, and it's only objectively like what, 5 minutes, 6 minute scene at best. But boy, it's all you need is, man, said this dialogue. And as he said right there, he's like, you know, Red, it's not about him, Frank. Okay, say his name. What? Say his name. In fact, you haven't said Foggy's name since he died. It's been over a year. Say his name. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, that is powerful. That is one of the best fucking moments in this episode. I know I have my complaints, but this is still good. And they still capture these characters well. They are these characters. These are not actors acting. These are the characters.
And he lays into him. He's like, say his name, say his name, say his name. You coward, say his fucking name. And you can't say it. But like right there, it's like, you hate yourself, man. It's eating you up because you ain't done a goddamn thing about it. So, and right there, Charlie Cox, like first, he just fucking hits him hard as hell and fucking grabs Frank by the throat, and Frank, and only Bernthal does that Punisher grunt, like, just like he's got that, like the whole, and it's like, come on, hit me. Come on. God damn it, Matt. He's like, God damn it, Frank. God damn you, man. But he goes, I'm sorry, I apologize. And it's like, yeah, right there. The first honest thing you did, Red.
That is brilliant.
Fucking right, man. And I said, wait.
Because Matt has been kind of playing this in, you know, he's been playing this very passive role, except for the fight with Bullseye, and then later the court scene a year later, where he's basically spazzing out in the courtroom over the sentence. Except for that, you know, he's just basically been like, you know, on easy mode and just kind of chillaxing a little bit. And Bernthal, or Punisher, is trying to kind of shock him out of that and be like, listen, this isn't working what you're doing. You need to like,
right. No, and I see this caption right there because the way Bernthal embellishes the Punisher, like he says, not didn't he? He talks to you, doesn't he? The way he says, doesn't he? And said, didn't he? It's like, that's just fucking Bernthal talking like Frank Castle, man. And right there, you can see Charlie Cox. Charlie Cox breaks down, and just what a fucking great scene where he starts crying his eyes up, man. You hear his voice. And this almost had me tearing up, man. Every time I stop moving, I still hear my little boy. It's like, what? And fucking Charlie Cox just breaks down. I still hear his voice, man. And he says, get him, daddy. Get every single last one of them. Get them. Like, oh, Christ. That's why I do what I do for. And I'm like, oh, fucking Bernthal's. Every piece of dialogue Bernthal is nailing. He's like, and of course, Matt, that's why I see it in you. That's why I see it in you.
Yeah, Matt's being a bit of a hypocrite. At least the Punisher is actually fucking honest about who he is.
Also,
he knows he's doomed. He's doomed to be this fucking vengeful, psychotic vigilante guy. But that's why we like him.
And the way he's pointing him at, he's like, because you didn't do a goddamn thing. You didn't do a goddamn thing. It's gonna keep eating you, man. It's like it has been. Oh man. But Matt says, like, I ran Bullseye down. Yep, I let the system take care of the rest. He's like, oh, you and your goddamn system. And you're both just like, man, you and your goddamn system. It's why the Punisher does what he does for, man.
Yeah, he's so pissed off he can't even get the wares out properly because it's like,
yeah.
You and your goddamn system.
Right there. So what now? And of course, and people said it's cool the fact that Punisher name drops Bullseye. Every day Bullseye gets to go to the chow hall, eats his slop. You know, he gets to breathe the same air that you breathe. You feel good about that? And of course, Matt's like, he got life. And
fucking get life.
Probably the best fucking line
instead of yelling it, he just brings it back down to the level and just says, what about old Foggy? He get life? Yeah. And just, that's such a smack in the face. He's trying to wake Matt up. He's trying to get Daredevil back in the game.
Yeah. And as I showed, it's saying, how about old Foggy? He get life? It's like right there, fuck that, like that picture, like, fuck, man. Of course, and he goes, Foggy and Matt just starts just crying. He's like, he was the kindest, pure soul I ever fucking met. And guys like you and me, we can work a lifetime and never measure up to his decency. All right, goodbye, Frank. And of course, we know that goodbye, Frank. Like, this ain't the last time we're going to see Bernthal. But like, yeah, that entire sequence, as Toxic would say, taking a piss out and drinking and stuff, having a good time. But just, I'm so ecstatic by like all, and I'm waiting for anybody after this episode, we do our review. You can have problems with the season. You can have problems with this episode even. But man, Bernthal, the second he comes on fucking screen, man, just if he doesn't win an award, but just that dialogue, holy shit, man, it is peak Punisher. And also, I'm seeing on Twitter, I was seeing before we recorded this, people out there, I'm not the only person, people tweeting like, man, Bernthal, say what you want about fucking Daredevil Born Again, but this scene, man, this sequence, you guys, there's nothing to say about this besides, come on. Yeah,
I'm going to jump off now because we're getting close to the end. But yeah, that twist at the end with Adam, that is this guy's fucking best in this.
Called it, by the way.
Yep, and I will say one more tidbit as well because I like the fact that he's eating this big fattening Italian meal instead of that shitty little leg with the asparagus. Is like, yeah, I love that. Yeah. That is a really good little callback to his more passive self and that he is coming back and he's not going to give two fucks, maybe.
Yeah.
So yeah, thanks for having me on. Anyway, I'm going to jump.
Buddy. Yeah,
I'll listen to the rest later. You take care, Toxic. Take care.
All right, buddy.
Later.
Yeah. So, Fisk is talking to Vanessa about his father who raised him and just the kind of person his dad was. He taught him how to shake hands, how to be a shrewd person, but forgiveness wasn't happening. Now he's trying. So he wants things to go back to the way they were. Vanessa's like, hey, listen, people change, man. We evolve. I'm not the same woman I was when you left. All right. But you could say, I'm not sure Toxic, how you feel about this, but he's like, well, now you're something more extraordinary. I'm like,
I mean, he's always, since he first met her, he's always been gassing her up. So it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah. There you go. Matt comes back for talking to Frank and his girlfriend's like, yeah, I was worried about you. You came out late. Well, somebody kidnapped you. Kidnapped me. And of course, I'm good at the Heimlich. Just, pillow talk. Simple as that. But right there, another client serving time at Rikers. As you said, Toxic earlier, you mentioned Rikers. He's going to Rikers for stealing a bag of caramel corn. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And I do like the fact that Matt is like, man, you ever feel like you're pushing a rock uphill and there's a whole group of people pushing it against you? Matt's just like more struggling with the fact that like the system ain't fucking working, guys. Oh, man. So, yep. But I know people are bitching about Matt not being to church. Matt still is wearing Details Matter. He's wearing a cross. Matt's still Catholic. He's still religious. He has his cross on.
But it doesn't matter, blue collar, because he's not standing in a church talking to a priest.
Also, again,
he has to listen. He has to stand in a church and he has to talk to a priest, right? If he doesn't, it's anti-Trump and it's totally woke, right? Isn't it? Doesn't he need to stand there and talk to a priest inside the church? Doesn't he need to do that? We can't just have a necklace showing.
Yeah. I will say, again, small details. Look at above his right chest, his abdomen, scars everywhere from even previous seasons. Matt is a scarred up. He's taking damage, man. He's not perfect. So, and of course, Wilson with the scars on his head is looking all menacingly. He's walking down, and Matt, what's he do? As she's sleeping, hops out, walks up to his rooftop, and Wilson. I remember, so from season 1, they had this fucking painting with him and Vanessa. They called it, the fucking rabbit in a snowstorm. It was so fucking symbolic, where it's just it's white, it's visceral, and there's a big blood stain on this painting. Now Matt opens his door, bunch of different Daredevil helmets, pretty cool as hell looking Daredevil helmets. They're playing the music, and pulls out his baton, and just like, man, I'm thinking, is Matt gonna wear the suit this episode? Is he gonna pop it on? But like as Luke said, dude, we're seeing earlier, Fisk is like having like meals and stuff. He's just like one egg at a time. This shit looks, I'm so hungry right now, Toxic.
Yeah, it looks good.
Shit. God. He's got pasta and sausages, the fork's a certain way, and just like pouring some wine. Ah, boy, damn. And where is he? Where can he possibly be? It's almost like he's in an underground bunker somewhere. It's like, but Matt's up there on the rooftop doing what he's doing, taking his batons, and he's got the cords out and just like doing some Daredevil shit. So look at some man, please, Mr. Fisk, please help me. He's like, I'm Mayor Fisk, you piece of shit. I was told forgiveness is the highest form of love. Would you agree with that, Adam?
Yeah, them hands ain't gonna last long, are they?
As soon as he said Adam, I was like, yeah, fucking Toxic called the last episode. I wonder if like Fisk is Adam down somewhere locked up. Boy, Adam, shocked to nobody. Please, Fisk, and he's just sitting there just enjoying it, like, delicious. But Matt's up there, Matt's training. Let me out of here. Let me out. I want to get out of here. Nope, not gonna happen. And at the end, Matt just throws his baton. So it's weird. He's been training the entire time, or just like he's still definitely active, training with his Daredevil equipment. And this person takes I'm assuming this is Muse, but walks over.
I would assume so, yeah.
Yeah. Puts this poor guy right there and takes a fucking, like, what was it, a gun, and fucking injects into him, sucks his blood out, and like is making tattoos with blood, and like shit's pretty disgusting, man. But yeah, I guess that's Muse. So that's it, Toxic. That's episode 4 of Daredevil Born Again.
Best episode so far.
I hands down would agree. Any criticisms? Like, I would say that some of the scenes.
Yeah, I mean, I think they were a little heavy-handed with the Leroy stuff. I mean, I get it. Yes. I agree with it. I think that was pretty heavy-handed, and for a show that's already come under fire for too much talk and too much padding and too much other stuff besides kung fu, I think it was a mistake to enter that so soon when you knew that the rest of the episode. But I can't help but think that the actor who played White Tiger passing probably, and a few other things, probably derailed this. And so they had to kind of scramble and get it fixed as much as possible. I would have liked for a fighting set piece. I would have liked for there to be maybe even if it would have costed a little extra money, I would have liked to have seen a scene that just shows a quick flash of what was happening during the blip, since it's established that him and Frank were still active and they did not get blipped, of them kind of trying to hold the city together while, everything was in chaos or whatever. I would have liked a little juxtaposed little scene in there with that. I'm not sure. I feel like the Latvian stuff was a little crammed in, but maybe if they're cramming it in just to introduce it into the MCU, then all that does really is do another whole thing of let me do homework by watching Daredevil to understand Secret Wars. Yes. So like if now maybe it's some other reason, I have no idea, but so I could have done without that, whether it does serve a purpose or it doesn't. But no, I still think it's a good people have member berries with the show, bro. They really do.
Yeah.
They don't remember that there were many episodes where there was nothing but talking going on. There was nothing but that, and so many episodes. People just don't remember it that way. They want to look at the stuff that happened in the original series as like the holy grail of stuff. But dude, I promise you, when that came out, people were bitching about that. They said that John Bernthal didn't really look like the Punisher, that he looked like an Italian, version of the Punisher, which people who read the comics know that his name is Frank Castiglione. So he is Italian. People had a problem with his line that he says to Matt, where he says, "You're just one bad day away from being me." Because they're like, ooh, he stole that from the Joker. People had problems with lots. They said that season 2 was really tonally uneven between the Punisher stuff and the hand stuff, that it didn't know what it wanted to be. People have very short memories. They have brain rot and TikTok brain. And they're just so quick to, listen, if this show was shit, you know me. I would shit on it if it was shit. Okay? But I do like to give things a chance, and I'm not unhappy. I'm not uninterested in this show. This show keeps me watching it. I can watch courtroom stuff. I'm fine with it. And I'll also remind you that during She-Hulk, when the showrunner said, we don't know anything, we're doing a lawyer show, but don't know anything about the law or about lawyer stuff, everybody lost their freaking mind. Now, when Matt is doing lawyer stuff, people are like, why isn't he doing ninja stuff? And I can remember when there was a lot of action set pieces in the show, they were like, damn, does Matt ever do any legal work? No one's ever freaking happy, bro. It's just like, it's nonstop birthday clown shit.
Yeah,
but yeah, that'd be my only real complaint.
Right here, look at Rotten Tomatoes, right? So season 3, critics 97, 86, 2,500 ratings, but 86%. Okay, that is season 3. Season 2, let's pull this up right now. We have the internet. 86 went to 89. So again, said it's just there's nothing out there getting 100% rating. Simple as that. Season 1. Season 1 had, so season 1 had, look at 99% from critics, 93% from fans. So it went from 93 to 86 to 89. So yeah, season 2 was not, but still, 86% is a pretty fucking high score considering. So for some people to not like something, if we're on the internet expecting 100% of people to love something, there's nothing you're ever going to find that everyone's going to love something. So yeah. And like you said, the whole, I would take out not take out, but I get the whole Lat variant stuff. If they're trying to mix Doctor Doom and Fantastic Four, it's not a big issue, but it's definitely there. But yeah, John Bernthal, if that was true or not, I believe you. Where it wouldn't be true, Bernthal came in and said, "Listen, guys, you are not writing this shit right. His dialogue, his scene, I would say it's up there with fucking Daredevil season 2. I really would. I'm not just saying that stuff. I'm not here to shit on everything. Yes, there is some fucking padding." There is some the stuff with Leroy. It is true, but as you're saying, the entire show isn't based on nothing but fight scenes. But we are 4 episodes in. Being objective, being critical, I do admit that for a Daredevil TV show, we're 4 episodes in. We've only seen a 1 5-minute fight scene between Matt and Bullseye. After 4 episodes, I do want more. That's all. But I overall do like the dialogue. I do like the show. I'm not going to shit on the show the way some people do. Episode 4 is damn sure fantastic, but Bernthal brought it. Him and Charlie Cox brought their fucking A game. And even a lot of people out there who don't like this show overall can't say that Charlie Cox is phoning it in. He's trying his ass off, guys. It's a flawed show, but it's still, I don't hate it. I'm looking forward to it. And I'm hoping that I can't wait to fucking see. This is not the last time we've seen Bernthal. We're going to see fucking Punisher and Daredevil in full costume, kicking ass and taking names during this season. I'm hoping to see it. So,
yeah. Guess we'll see. Listen, I reserve the right. If this thing goes off the rails and it becomes stupid, I reserve the right to shit all over it, which I will. I will. I gave season 4 of True Detective a chance, and then when it shit the bed, I was one of the first ones to start slamming it. You know me. I used to watch From and speak about it on Horror with Nadia's channel. And I have confirmed that I will not return for season 4. And I did a whole sunk cost fallacy video on it. I will cut sling load of the heavy garbage if it gets to the point in which the show is no longer feasible. But it's not even close to that. I am enjoying this season of this show.
Yeah, it's not my favorite by any means too, but it's not so this isn't for me, this isn't like, "Oh, Christ," like, "Hey, Chris and Wes, do you wanna watch The Acolyte?" Like, what my buddy Lance. Every week,
Yeah.
like, "Do you wanna watch Acolyte?" "No, I don't." You wanna watch She-Hulk?" "You wanna watch what
Maybe it's
you"
because I'm dealing with so many other shows that are aggravating the piss out of me, like
Yeah,
1923 and Yellow Jackets, that this is not really, making me mad like the other stuff is.
yeah,
I mean, listen, even and it's also you have to remember, after such a delay coming back for a season 4s are generally not very good. Tell me a season 4 on a show that is firing on cylinders and really knocking it out of the park. Because even Buffy, one of my favorite shows, season 4 was very meh with only like a couple stellar episodes. And that had 22 episodes in
yeah,
a season. So most people agree that there's only like 3 or 4 good episodes in that entire
yeah,
season. But people have short memories, bro. I mean, that's all there is to
yeah,
it. And I'm not trying to be contrarian and just go against the crowd for clicks and views. I believe everything that I'm saying. So, and I'm willing to, take it to the mattresses, so to speak.
yeah, and like you said before right there, fucking Matt throwing shade like, "Yeah, remember last time we fought? Yeah, next time we fight, you should probably bring some more people, dude, because it didn't turn out that good last time."
Yeah.
But Bernthal and it said small details, Bernthal's got a fucking current scar.
Yeah.
Bernthal's not playing fucking games, and yeah, he just man, their scene just again watching it again with you and Northern English. That dialogue was so fucking good, man. Holy
Yeah.
shit!
Yeah. It was great. It was
It's like,
great.
yeah, come on, Matt, say his fucking name, Matt. Say his name. Say Foggy. I'll say it
Yeah.
for you then.
He got life.
Oh,
Yeah. Did old Foggy get life?
yeah, well said.
Because the Punisher's way works and Daredevil's does not.
Yeah. All right. So we'll see you next time for you. Me, do we're still what 2 more episodes of Reacher, and we're done with our Reacher.
Yeah. That show really needs to pick it up. It really
Yeah.
does, buddy. I mean, that's for a different show, but
Yeah.
that really needs to
Well,
correct
I'm hoping
itself
Born Again.
ASAP.
I'm hoping Born Again will keep this tone. We'll see. We'll find out next week.
Yep. We will find
Yeah.
out next
All right. We're out of here.